Hello, 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 hello. This is Rhapsody, friendly and open growth hacker, aka the Reverend Dr. Rhapsody, aka Mr. Transformer, aka Rhapsody Barrero, going at it a little quietly as it's now 1:49 a.m. Everyone else in the house is asleep. I'm reheating chicken and waffles because I'm hungry. But I just had this thought that gave birth to several other thoughts, so here we go. All right, so growing up, we were broke. And it's amazing because, like, we somehow managed to have decent clothes and whatnot, but we were broke, basically. But somehow, whatever little piece of money we were able to get as children, we were able to do little different things. Because I was wondering to myself, I was like, how in the world, like, okay, like my older sister Ronnie, she built up a collection of comic books. Now, for me, I'm getting into the Rippaverse now at the right young age of 62. It's my first comic book endeavor ever. And there were guys in my school, my elementary school, high school, or earlier high school anyway, that were comic book aficionados. They already had their own comic book collections. It was just never something that I got into. I just never felt the need for it. I guess because I was so much more into the TV shows, like, oh my goodness, the TV shows, like me and OG Batman 64 to 67. That was my shiznit right there, okay? That was mine. That, the OG Superman from back in, I don't know if they made it in the 50s or the 60s, the one with George Reeves. Anyway, that was my Superman way back then. TV show, yeah. But anyway, so however we managed to do it, I know at one point we started getting allowance from my mother. She was a private duty nurse, even though she was a single mother, divorced. Dad sent child support, but even in 1970s dollars, $42 a week, $168 a month was really not a whole lot to be doing. A whole lot when you got four hungry mouths to feed. Anyway, and to keep close. And my great grandmother, the great and awesome Margaret Stevens, also pitched in tremendously. And again, I digress because like that led me to another story. Okay, fine. Um, I just remember this one morning when I'm originally from New York, living in the Bronx, where we were out early one day. It was really cold, and we had to stand in line for government cheese and government peanut butter. And if you have not lived strength wise until you had to cut up some government cheese, because that was some hard stuff to get through. The government peanut butter, I swear for God, like they say in the South, if you had to, you could use it for mortar to lay bricks, and that building would still be standing today. Anyway, okay. So, my older sister's thing was comic books. My thing was music. So I remember I built myself a little collection of 45s, and for those who have no idea what I'm talking about, there were okay, way back in the day, children, before we had CDs, before we had just MP3s that you could just download for the internet for about the same price as a single, as a 45. We had these really big plastic things that we called albums that we played on record players, and we had the smaller version, 45s, which were singles from those albums. They had a different song on each side. Okay, anyway, so I had a little collection of those. But my older sister's thing, she had comic books. So this is my first endeavor into comic books. And I just wanted to say, I don't know if it's the same for anybody else who are into comics, but I guess for me it just feels different because it's fresh. I got through Alphacore number one outstanding graphic novel. Go to ripaverse.com, RIPPAVERSE.com. If you haven't picked it up yet, go get it. It's so worth the read. And like, you get 4 variations of the different covers. The campaign ends on January 20th. Make sure you make your way to the Ripaverse, ripaverse.com, and pick up your copy of Alphacore #1. And if you haven't gotten ISOM #1 or ISOM #2, get those bad boys too, because even though you could enjoy Alphacore of and by itself as a standalone, but Alphacore originally showed up in ISOM #1 briefly, just to give you an idea that they existed. Anyway, I'm saying all that to say this. After finishing Alphacore #1 and doing what I do, because see, what I do is whatever. What I do is I read the book. Well, okay. I open the packaging, I read the book, I put the packaging back exactly the way it was, close it up, and put it in my short box, because I picked up a short box that was available during the ISOM #2 campaign. You can still go to the Ripaverse and pick up a short box. It's a really cool thing. Anyway, so my thing is to put them back in the short box, close the short box, so that there's no chance of messing up the copy or messing up the product. So when I can finally sell it for $1 bajillion later, it's only been read once, so it looks fresh and brand new. Okay, the original reason for this video, I knew we'd get there eventually. The original reason for this video, after reading Alphacore #1 and putting away, days passed, and I literally had the feeling like I saw it in a movie. I guess it's just one of those things that your brain does where, it just like runs pages and words together, and it can do it faster than you could do it manually. And in my mind right now, it feels like a movie, even though I know it's a graphic novel, it's a book, it's a comic, it's good stuff. So if you haven't picked it up yet, go get it. I'm telling you, it's just so good. It is so good. No spoilers whatsoever. And because I don't want you to miss out on finding your way into this world by giving you a bunch of spoilers. And plus you won't buy the book, so that's bullcrap. We don't do that. Anyway, enjoy. We love you long time. Thank you for hanging out with me at 1:56 a.m. on, some first Wednesday in July, or second Wednesday in July. I forget. Anyway, it's early. Talk to you soon. You guys take care. Bye.